J-Side on the decks. Leeds, Liverpool, Dublin to London. Dermo! Rolling the pub with the Spurs shirt tight, talking about trophies every Friday night. Silver hair shining underneath the light. Irish silver fox feeling dynamite. Guinness in hand, giving it the big un. Says this is our year. Every single season, dancing on tables, causing pure scenes. Believes Ant Ball runs the football machine. He's loud, he's proud, he's chatting all night. North London dreams underneath neon lights. From Dublin bars to White Hart Lane, Dermo brings the party again. Dermo the Tottenham fan, Irish silver fox, he's the king of the dance. Hands in the air when the bass line drops, singing, come on you Spurs! Non-stop, Dermo the Tottenham fan, moonwalking sideways with a pint in his hand. Silver fox swagger all over the floor. Everybody screaming, one more! One more. Same seats! Same seats! Same mates! Every other week! Scarf up, heads high, hear the cockerel speak. White and blue in my blood, in my name. Born and bred for the lane, for the lane. We are Tottenham, super Tottenham from the lane. Sing it louder, feel it running through your veins. THFC, till we die, that's the way. We are Tottenham, super Tottenham from the lane. Oh yeah! Hey, hey, old boys, young kids, all in one song.
Can you turn that down to?
Break hailstorms, still we march on. Under lights, under rain, it's the same. All in, all out, for the badge, for the name. We are Tottenham, super Tottenham from the lane. Sing it louder, feel it running through your veins. THFC, till we die, that's the way. We are Tottenham, super Tottenham from the lane.
Oh, hello. I'll take that off. Sorry about that. Welcome. Yeah. Welcome to THFC to a die home at Tottenham past, present, and exciting future, of course, under Roberto De Zerbi as we head into another weekend of football in pre-season football. Of course, Tottenham taking on Gaddafi tomorrow at 3 p.m. at the Hotspur way. Of course, live watch along here on THFC from 2:30 with all the latest moves, all the latest goals, everything to do with the game. And of course, over the weekend and to the last, I think it's the first Tuesday in September, we will bring you all the latest transfer news. All the news, views, players leaving, players coming in. Will Romero leave? Will Zavinho happen? Will we get Osherman? Will De Zerbi add more to the attack? And there's a lot of questions to be asked, isn't there? Will Bergville leave? Will he stay? A lot to get through, but I think this has been one of the most interesting transfer windows from a Tottenham point of view, I think, for a very long time. And a weird one as well, without Daniel Levy in charge. And it's going to be interesting at the end of this window, when we do the review of the window, how different it has been from other windows. How different has it been from windows gone by and windows sort of past transfer windows and past years? And it's been interesting, hasn't it? The way that we sold, the way we've bought, we acted early, we got in. We've got 6 players in before the start of pre-season. Tour, that was great. We're looking to bring more in. And there was always going to be a lull. there was always going to be a little bit of a sort of a tapering off before it ramps up again. And I know fans can get frustrated by that, and I'm frustrated by it. I know James is as well. So look, it is what it is, but we have to keep going. We have to keep looking at the news. We're refreshing Fabrizio, Ornstein, Ben Jacobson. Of course, I'm getting the information through from the people I use, and it's some of it's credible, some of it's not credible. Some of it you look through it and think, I will use that, I won't use that. I go through, my daily sort of when I'm putting these shows together is I look at 4 different websites. I look at X for Fabrizio Ornstein and Ben Jacobs. I look at Spurs news now to go through all the latest news headlines and transfer whispers from all over the different people that are putting it out there. Either it's from a Liverpool source, a Newcastle source, a Tottenham source. You listen to Talk Sport, you listen to people on there, and of course you just grab all the information you need before you do these shows. And also, just to put a few things straight, I will not accept what was slung at James last night. He's like me, has our own. We have our own people, we have our own sources, and we do this. We do this for you guys. Sorry. Sorry. Um, yeah, I will not accept that sort of whatever last night that was tailed at him. Um, it's not fair. It's not right. And then it was turned on me. And what the person said to me, I am definitely not that. Um, I find it highly offensive. I find it highly. I'm absolutely fuming. That person's now been banned. Thankfully. But yeah, I will not accept that. We do these shows because we want to do them. We do these shows because we don't get paid by big companies to do this. We do this off our own free time. We have to make commitments to do these shows. So if it's either me or James doing them, show us some respect. Um, and to be called what I did was called last night. I'm not even going to mention when it was called. It's on the stream last night. I will not accept that. And if somebody doesn't like either me or James, then you don't belong on this channel. End off. And also, other people have come in, and it's coming in recently with other people coming in. That what you're doing here, you're not allowed here. If that's the case, then you're out of here as well. Everyone has a right to come in here. Everyone has a right to talk. Everyone has a right to view their opinions, as long as it's respectful to us, the hosts, to the people in the chat, and that's how it should be. And debates can happen, but let's welcome a few people in. Big up to Muhammad. Big up. Hey, good evening together. Big up, Muhammad. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the gift of sub. No problem, sir. No problem. Big up to Big up to Brent as well. Evening, Dermot. Even to you. Evening, young man. Big up to Alted. He's still in Spain. Let us know, or you're back in the UK. Big up Mohammed, but in Levy time we didn't lose players. It's easy now, but let's skip that chapter. No, look, I think it's something we will touch on probably at the review of the window. Endrick to Tottenham, you don't know. There is rumours going down there. Any news? I'm waiting for a massive update. There's not currently a lot out there, only what's in what Tottenham are allowing to come out within the media. But hopefully by tomorrow, I should have a massive update for you. Big up to Giant68. Big up Dermo and chat. Big up to you as well. I would love Osman, but be more than happy with Matter. Yeah, I've got a bit on him tonight. I've also got a bit on Osman as well, and Osman's last 3 seasons. And look, I may not like the kid's attitude, but his stats and the way that he can score goals is nothing else. I mean, he's up there with Harry Kane. That's how good this kid is. Is it going to be? It will be a rabbit ad hat. I would say so. Big up Stephanie as well. Big up Steph. Big up Dermo. Big up Steph. Hope you're doing well. Big up Lucky Singh. Like Club Bird Bid. Enjoy play Kobe Mainu, Bruno Fernandes, and Sander Bridge with my club. Big up. I take it you're a United fan. Big up to you. Big up Dermo. Big up to Mark. I hope you're doing well, Bod. And Dermot Osherman when scores goes. Yeah. Big up to James as well. Hi Dermo. Heard it's Villa who have offered loan deal for real for Endrick, waiting for Bailey to go. Villa hope to wrap up the deal quick. Dermot, also Villa are still in talks for Sarr. Yeah, there is talks for Sarr still, so hopefully that will. And I think we need to get a few out to get a few in, so hopefully that will work its way out. Right, okay, okay, fine. So yeah, special is Osman become better in Turkey as Italy, who is watching also. Look, he was always good in Italy. I think if a clash, your class. And he's got class. He's got talent. He's got the sort of the X factor of scoring goals. Big up. No, I actually got this custom made for myself. But I will speak to Colin. And if you do like this sort of a design, I will get it out there. I know Column's very busy at the moment doing other things, bless him. I'm hopefully having a meet with him the next couple of weeks. And hopefully in the next month or so, we will start getting some stuff out, some orders out. But if you do like what it is, I will take it off after the stream. I will take a picture front and back so you guys get to see. But yeah, if you like this and you like this sort of design, then let us know. We will try to do something. I got this off Cool Shop, 99. As well as my Tottenham home kit and away kit. I don't buy anything off. I still don't buy the official kits of Tottenham Hotspur. A, I can't afford them. B, they're too expensive. I can't afford them. B, I still don't trust this ownership. And C, there's still good quality and it's great. So yeah, but if you do like this, we see if we can do something for you. Big up, Marco, and thank you for the €2 super chat as well. Really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Big up to Ace and big up to Lucky Singh as well. Gappo pushed important if move away. We have to wait and see. Liverpool are no inclined to sell Gappo. If Gappo wants to move because they're bringing in Bicola and he feels he's not going to get the game time, then it's down to him to make that move. But Liverpool, as a selling club, don't have to sell. Don't have to do anything, do they? They can get hold of the player. Right, let's get on with it. And let's talk about Christian Romero. Christian Romero, in the last couple of hours, Atletico Madrid prepare new official bid for Cutie Romero as clears of front runners in the race for the defender. Talks are taking place on both. And I do apologise if you can hear noise in the background. It is our next door neighbours. The kids are out there doing what kids do, I suppose. So I do apologise. Talks are taking place on both clubs and player as Atletico are ahead and Cutie wants to move. Talks underway now. Apparently he has agreed personal terms, so that's all done. I think for a 3.1 mil or 4, I think it's 4 million, something around there, sort of deal with wages and signing on fees and everything. Now, Tottenham have got him valued between 42.1 to 51.4 million. I think he's going to be around the 43, 44 million pound mark with probably add-ons as well. So it's important we get this done. We know Arsenal, and there was the Arsenal links come out last night. And if he wants to go Arsenal, let him. If he wants to go there, let him go. Doesn't bother me where he goes. It really doesn't bother me where he goes, because as much as everyone, and there is this debate that it is about Romero, that he cares for the club. He put out the statements last year, didn't he, on X, about the ownership and everything. He doesn't really give a shit about us. He doesn't care. He cares about himself. He cares about Argentina. He cares about what's good for him. And I just don't feel that all this love for Romero is warranted. I really don't. I think he's a liability. I think, yes, he scored goals last season, but I've seen better captains in my time at Tottenham. I think he's been one of the worst captains we've had at Tottenham, if I'm being honest. I've seen better captains, and I just feel he always put Argentina first, doesn't he? He always did. And he had his head turned last summer with Atletico Madrid. So it was always a waiting game for him to move there. Now, we know Inter Milan were in for him, but Inter Milan had to sell players, and that was why that was holding up, and that ended the bargain, that ended the transfer. And really, he didn't want to go to Italy. He wants to go to Spain. He wants to go to Simeone. He wants to go and play for Atletico Madrid. And good riddance to him, if I'm being honest. I think he's become more of a pain than an asset. I think he was one of the players that I think was in the dressing room causing the problems. I think it's great with all this debacle at the end of last season in Argentina going this. I think a lot of that was blown out of proportion. I feel a lot of that, I will stand by him on this one. I don't think that was all of his own making. I think it was a lot of the press coming out with stuff, and a lot of the media probably getting back of him. And there is a talk that, is he really being pushed out instead of moving out? I think it's 50-50. I think the board has said, we don't want him about. He's too much trouble. Let's get rid of him. And I think he's saying, well, look, I'll go, but I'm going to go here. And if you can make that move available, then fine, great. But for me, I'm glad to see him gone. I'll be honest. I am glad to see him gone. I know that's going to be an unpopular opinion amongst the fan base. And this is sort of the argument I always have, like with the Archie Gray, with the Bergvilles, with the youngsters as well, that we won't have a go at this fella for doing what he didn't do last season. We won't have a go at him for getting sent off. We won't have a go at him for letting us down. We won't have a go at him for all the palaver before the last game against Everton. But we're the first ones to jump on the young players' back. And that's where my argument is. That's, if you're going to have a go at somebody, be fair about it. It all gets spread around. Not every player last season has to take responsibility for where we are. And he won't take responsibility. And I hear this argument, but he's Captain Dermo. He's another Harry Kane. We're getting rid of our best players. He nowhere fits Harry Kane. He's not fit enough to lace his boots. That's my opinion. I've always had this love-hate relationship with Romero, and I'm not going to change now. I'm not going to go and say, oh, he's a great player. Oh, yes, he was. He was a servant of the club, and good luck to him. Good riddance. That's my opinion. And if that gets me hate in the comments, then it gets me hate. But good riddance to it. I think he's been one of the worst Tottenham captains we have. I think I'm very lucky to grow up in a time through Tottenham's history of seeing great captains at this club. Graham Roberts, Paul Miller, was captain. Gary Mabbott was captain. Ledley King, Robbie Keane. Players that cared about the club. Players that cared about the shirt. Players that give everything for that shirt. And I just feel that yeah, he may have played for us, but his first priority was Argentina. And it's a load. I'm hearing also a load of shite that, well, all South American players are like this. Well, Ozzy wasn't. Ozzy bled for the club. Ozzy did everything he could, and Ozzy went through a harder time in '82, and a lot of people know why. I don't need to go over that, but anyone of my age remembers know why he went through a hard time. Um, and I think he'd done it with a lot more. He'd done it with a lot more grace, and he'd done it with a lot more, you know, grace about it. Romero there crying coming off the pitch against Sunderland. He wasn't crying because he thought he was going to miss the rest of the season. He was crying because he thought he was going to miss the World Cup. So, in my view, he didn't inspire me. He didn't inspire me as a fan. But look, as I said, that it's going to cause controversy. A lot of people are going to disagree with me. A lot of people will agree with me. But that's what football's about. It's about opinions. That's my opinion, and I stick to it. Let's see in here. Big up to Marco with the golden coins. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I must say it's expensive, but the problem is I buy jerseys to play with them myself, so I wouldn't want to play with a shirt that's over 100. No, you wouldn't. That's so true. West Ham, when we played Galatasaray in Europa League, that's what Osimhen ripped our defence a new one. Yeah, and in the Champions League last year, didn't we play them as well? Ben, I think we did. Big up to Johnny Tottenham. Oi, 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 legend. Oi, legend to you too, sir. How are you doing? Well, are those kids Spurs fans? I don't. No, they're not. They're not. I think they're all Man United fans or Liverpool fans. But there you go. The important Tottenham's getting more. This important Tottenham's getting more him on QT Romero. Yeah, I know he was linked to Man United. I know Josh said he didn't want him up there either. So that says it all for me. Big up to Giant as well for the silver star to Jules. Thank you so much. Big up to Marco. I buy all my Spurs tops at a great price from non-Spurs shop online because I just can't afford the Spurs. No, they're too expensive. Really too expensive. Big up to Jess from Jess, Why Talks Football. Big up to you, Jess. Hope you're doing well. And guys, at the end of the stream, do redirect or go over to Jess's stream as well if you can. Big up to him, big up Jess. Hope you're doing well. Big up to Mohammed. No, look, as every big club should do, no player is above the club like Manchester United, Real Madrid, etc. It's true. And he thought he was above the club. He thought he was the club, and he's not. I look at captains like Roy Keane that led by example. I look at captains like Ledley King that led by example. I look at players. You look at other captains. You look at Steven Gerrard. You look at players like that led by example. They didn't put out stuff on X. They didn't call out the owners. If they knew they were going through a tough time and they're going through a hard time, they just knuckled down, put their head down, and got on with it. And got on with it. There was no tweeting or that. And if they did get sent off, they apologised and they said, right, that's not going to happen again. But Romero, he never learned his lesson. And then there's this other argument about him that, oh, it's okay, he's being targeted by referees. Well, are you saying Roy Keane was targeted by referees? Are you saying Steven Gerrard was targeted by referees? No, they weren't. They had that killer instinct in them, but they had to control it. He never controlled his killer instinct, and he went over the top. Now, was some of his sending offs harsh? Possibly, could have been yellow card. But when you have that reputation of going over the top, and you have that reputation, you've got that killer instinct, that sort of extra spice in your tackle, there is a run in the risk you're going to get sent off. So what do? Right, I try to control that. And not all the time you're going to control it, but 90% of it, 95% of it, you're going to try your best. He never did. And that's just where I am on it. King was better. Robbie, look, Harry Kane led by example. He wasn't a shouter. He led by example by scoring goals. Sonny was the same. He led by example. But I never saw Romero shouting at players last year or pinning them up against the dressing room wall or coming out, this is unacceptable and I apologise. It's the same old nonsense from him. And he was part of the problem. He was part of the 2 17th finishes. Played it right in the World Cup, didn't he? Played absolutely brilliant. When it comes to Tottenham, I don't think he got sent off once in the World Cup, but for Tottenham, yeah. Marco, I'm just waiting for my 8283 V-neck shirt with Archibald Day. Oh, I can't wait to see that one, but be so glad to see the back of him. Yeah, I will in a way too. Big up to F and Hell Coys. First time here, hoping for a good show. Big up to you, F and N Hell Coys. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Hearing Gallagher could be going out on loan and offers in for Slanky and Richie. Going to cover that tonight, Giant. So do stay tuned. We've got that covered. Fact, Stars proved that Spurs were poorer on the pitch with Romero playing than without him playing. Yeah, there is stats out there that do back up that. I think the captain should be an academy player because they know how much the clubs make. I agree 100%. This is why the likes of you look at captains, Ledley King, an academy player. You look at Steve Perriman, came through the ranks. You look at Graham Roberts, didn't come through the ranks, but was bought as a young player. You look at Gary Mabbott, didn't come through the ranks, but was there for, God knows, he was there for years. Captain, and you look at Danny Blanchflower, and you look at other captains, Alan Mullery, and captains going through the years that they knew what their job was. It's easy to be a captain. It's easy to say, I'm a captain of a team and I'm going to write something on X. But you've got to go out on that pitch on Saturday and back up what you wrote on X. And not all the time he did that. The guy doesn't have any connections to the club and only destroyed our dreams in Champions League 2019. In my days, captaincy was earned, not given. Exactly, Sniper. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you. Please, Ben, bid Fulham already bought in midfield. Bigger Marco, did you see tonight that Newcastle are looking to buy Højbjerg? Wow, what? I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't mind having Højbjerg back at the club again. But look, maybe that ship sailed. I remember Steve Perriman giving speeches to school football teams, giving out awards. Yeah, so do I as a kid. I grew up with that. Evening Jess, big up to Iceman, being a member for 5 months. Big up, Iceman. I really appreciate support and loyalty. Thank you so much. And big up to Andy. He says, evening D, evening chat. Big up to Andy. Hope you do well. Big up to Iceman. Big up Dermo and everyone in the chat. If you got me, just send it again. It may have got lost within all the other emails I get. So do send it again, Iceman. And I will respond straight away. I'll check straight after the stream. But if you can just do it straight away again, because I think it got lost with all the other emails I get. Big up to Dermo. Tottenham need leaders. Dermo. Yeah, they do. They do. And I get it. I'm going to get flack for this because everyone sees Romero as a leader. I never felt he was. But anytime I had that opinion, I was shouted down very quickly because it wasn't the popular opinion. And I think this is a club doing it right. We're getting rid of a problem. We're getting rid of a player that really doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want. If he wanted to be there, he would have making noises. I don't want to leave this football club. I'm going to fight for my place. I'm going to give it everything to get back in the starting lineup. And I just think, look, if we get 45 million for him, not what we want. You really want 50 or 60 million. But if we get 45 million plus add-ons, I'll take it and reinvest that into play areas where we need to reinvest the team. This is great news as well. Mickey van der Ven is going to sign a new deal. This from Fabrizio Romano. It says Tottenham reached verbal agreement on a new deal with Mickey van der Ven. Same process as Pedro Porro. Key players for De Zerbi and the club. Never been for sale this summer. Not new long-term contract with salary rise agreed at THFC. And I think this is brilliant. And I've seen a lot of calls for him to be the new captain. And we know James Maddison is more likely to be the captain. I think they need to give the vice captain to Mickey van der Ven because we do know also with James Maddison out with a hip injury and probably out to start the season. I just think make Maddison the vice captain and give it to Mickey van der Ven. I think that's what he needs to do, and I think that's what we should do. Big up to good evening, Dermot and chat. Hope you're all well. Romero had the potential to be captain, but disappointed in his failures to step up, take the cash and move on from. Absolutely. We're selling Zerki to Juventus. Take time. We will sell for 34. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, man. If you could or couldn't, I think he could. I think he does. I think he did do a lot of interviews in English. So for me, that's not the. I think players like that. Football is one language, and we all follow it in a way, but you lead by example on the pitch. And I think he didn't do that a lot. Personally, what Romero was doing was he must have thought, if this doesn't get me a transfer, yeah, probably he probably there was a lot of inner thinking in it, like, right, what can I do to get a transfer out of this football club? What can I do to push the board to push me out? What can I do to really upset the owners by doing that? And I look, if he was genuinely doing it in the support of the protests, he was genuinely doing it for the fans, then fair play. But with Romero, there was always a hidden agenda. You don't see the likes of Mickey van der Ven doing that. I know Porro put out the comment, only real Tottenham fans. And I get it, and I was pissed off with him, but every player gets a clean slate this year for me. But I just feel whatever Romero done, it's gone over that. It's gone over the way that I just feel that he's had his time. He needs to move. But I agree with that. I think there was a lot of that. All right, I look at it straight out to stream, Iceman. Big up to you. Big up to Wayne Bonner as well. But for everything else, we do need a striker. Yeah, exactly. Big up to Patch Thomas. Wayne Bonner, exactly. Lucky, no point, Kim Moreira here. And then big up Marco. I think it will be the part of Mickey's new deal to be at least part of the leadership team, but it would be a great captain. He was, and I thought he was very good when he was captain last year at the end of the season. The way he went round to players and the way he'd done it in the right way, I really think he'd be a great captain. Big up to Lockie, and then big up to Lamb. Big up to what's that? Lamb, the real Daniel. Big up, fella. Some weird contracts here. I don't want Pedro here. Well, look, he's staying, and I think Pedro Porro had a great World Cup. I think he's probably one of the best right backs in the world right now. So you really want the best players. Again, I did promise. So tonight I'm drinking my first holy drink. I'm drinking strawberry tonight, which is nice. 500 ml of water, and then you put the powder in. Really nice, actually, I have to say. I'm getting some ice tomorrow that it keeps it cool. But yeah, big up the Holy for sending me that pack. It's up there above me. But yeah, big up the Holy for doing that. You know, they're not being sponsored the channel or anything at the moment, but they did send it out to me. So big up the Holy, and yeah, thank you very much. Very nice. Strawberry's very nice. So try something else tomorrow. And we'll get up there. Right, Dominic Solanke. You all want to know about Solanke. I don't know who wants to know about Solanke. Who said about it? Was it you, Marco? I think it was you, Marco. Yeah, it was you. Big up. Pedro Porro is a great player, and we're flourishing even more under De Zerbi. Absolutely agree. He had a good World Cup because he wanted to move, probably, but he did sign the new contract. So that's just something in there. Unless there's a buyout clause in that contract, which there might be. But we have to wait and see. Big up the Wayne. Mickey van der Ven had the Mabbott approach last season, captain. In about 2 years, he'll be club captain. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Big up to evening, Wayne. Are you still in Spain, Wayne? Eltel, or are you back in the UK? Van der Ven and Porro will lead this team. Yeah, exactly. I agree to 100 myself. Solanke, I'll start the car and drive him there. Yeah, I think you're not the only one with that, Snipers, to be fair. I think there'll be a queue to take him and Richie to wherever they're going. I suppose Forest isn't I think Forest isn't a bad club for him to go to. I did find a stat somewhere. Oh, it was in here anyway. I read it. The stat in here is absolutely startling. considering we pay 65 million quid for the fecker. According to Italian journalist Gianluca Longargari, now again, this is a rumor until I can get it fully confirmed. Um, it's neither true or not true, but it's a rumor out there. And it's not the first one um, that I've seen it. I've seen it dotted around. I'm just waiting for it to be covered by Fabrizio or Ornstein or Ben Jacobs. But as soon as that gets more of an update, I bring you it. Froze want to sign Dominic Solanke for Spurs this summer. Solanke joined Spurs from Bournemouth in 2024 for an initial fee of 55 million. He has scored 22 goals across 2 seasons in North London, but according to reports, his stay at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium could be about to come to an end. And it's right and all. And look, Tottenham at the moment could get between 28.4 million to 34.8 million. I take it. If I was you, if Forest are offering us around, even if they offered us 25 million, take it, because we need strikers in, but we need better strikers. I'm sorry, Solanke has not impressed me at all in pre-season. And I keep saying it. Pre-season is all about, minutes. It's all about getting fit. It's all about learning tactics. And I agree. Yes, it is. But you also got to show a bit as well. And Dominic Solanke did not show anything. Milton Keynes disappeared. Chelsea, he wasn't even on the pitch. So God knows. But 22 goals across 2 seasons is not good enough for a striker that we spent 55 million quid on. I think Richarlison's done better than that over the last 2 seasons, and he's been injured more times. I mean, this is a man, right, that said to his manager, North London derby, I've got a sore throat. I'm sorry. I am sick. I've got a sore throat. I can't play. Grow a pair of balls, actually, would be do it, and go out and play. Jeez, there's half of us that. I mean, I'm 15 February, overweight, back's fucked, heart's knackered. I wouldn't last 5 minutes on the football pitch, but I'll tell you one thing, I would go out and play in the North London derby and run around and probably collapse and die on the field, but at least I give it my all. And he can't go out because he's got a bit of a tickle in his throat. Yeah, give me another one. Solanke isn't good enough. We need a proper striker who fits the bill. Absolutely agree. I simply don't think he's good enough. He's not for this football club. I think he's good for a lower club like an Ipswich or a Hull or a Coventry or a Forest, somewhere around the bottom half of the league. I wouldn't. Do you know what? I think he's not even good enough for Leeds. Solanke's nowhere near. Carvin Lewin is a better striker than Dominic Solanke. End of. He will drag us into a relegation again. When the going gets tough, he can't handle the pressure. No, that's so true. Dom to Forest, get rid, useless. Still in Spain, yes, says my mum won't let me leave. We're going to have to somehow escape. Do you need a hand, Eltel? Do you want me to send out? We are being sponsored by a new Thunderbirds rescue team. Nick's International Rescues. He does go to all European countries. I will get in contact with him tonight, and we will get you rescued. We will put it into effect. Thunderbird 24 is on the roll to get you out. Big up, Helltail. Evening, Jess. Hope you're well. Big up to Wayne. Berg, I'm pushing my club to get him really admired by senior guys now. Big up to Lucky. Evening. All right. Big up. You've gifted a membership. Big up to you. Big up to you. Who you gifted it to? Let me check. Who have you gifted it to? Do. Just talk amongst yourselves for 2 minutes while I sort this out. Right. It's been gifted to right. Leo. Leo's been gifted. Leo NM's 96, Coy's 19 received. So Leo, if you do come in, do thank Wayne for the super chat. Thank you so much, Wayne. Really appreciate it. I hate Nottingham Forest. We should not do any business with them after Morgan Gibbs White scandal. Yeah, I agree. Their owner's a bit out there, but we can't cut our nose to spite a face. If they come in with an offer for a player we're not going to use, just take the money. Question: what striker is good enough for Tottenham who's finished 17th twice? look, if I'm being honest, if you want to break into the top four, you got to bring the best, and I think Osimhen is the best. I've said it before. Ollie Watkins, I think, is better than what we got. I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Dermo, you're talking out your hat," but for me, Ollie Watkins, um, maybe putting a bid for the German striker up at Newcastle. I think coming down, I think he's better than what we got. It's hard. It's hard, Iceman, because whoever we go for, they are going to be an improvement in Richie and Solanke, but we need somebody up there that's going to score 15 goals a season. We've never replaced Harry Kane, and I think it's about time we did that. But let me know, who would you want? Who do you think is good enough to play? I've given Ollie Watkins. I think Ollie Watkins would be my main shout on that one. But let me know, do you agree or disagree? What a waste of money, 20 million loss. Wow, I know. There's nothing we can do. You just have to take it. Hard to talk, North Forest. Oh, good, Wayne. We go again 2 weeks today. Hooray. Yeah, I know. Can't wait. First pre-match show of the season. I think we'll loan out Solanke to one of the promoted teams and get his value back up and then sell. Maybe, maybe not. Solanke, 42 games, 12 goals, but he's never been prolific. He hasn't. He had one good season, didn't he? I think he's a better Championship striker than he is a Premier League striker. Richie got 13 goals last season, same as Kupri. That's true. See, big up to you. You and me both, Dermot. You walk onto the pitch, you die for the shirt. Dom isn't good enough. They get a new striker in, move him on. Absolutely. He's gifted it to his best mate. I'm all good, Marco. Just wanting the bloody same here. I've been a striker all my life, playing at a decent standard. He's not good enough for the Premier. No, he's not. He's a Championship striker. Richie, 102 games, 27 goals. That's not even great either, but I think Richie's more of left winger than he is as a striker. Big up to everyone agreeing with Wayne. Vatovic for free should be a shout. That's not a bad shout. I forgot about Vatovic. He's still out there. I wonder if we are going to get him, I wonder if we are going to get him. We do have to be realistic at our current levels. And this is where we are a relegation battling team. I think we're now a European team and if we get a forward line, a really good forward line, I think then we become a Champions League team. We won't get decent strikers or we're back in Europe. John Duran, maybe, or is he washed? I think he might be a bit washed, but I understand you saying it. I'll go for Vlahovic, take a punt. Remember the Klinsmann signing, dreaming here, what we had in the field that final day. Harry Kane walked into the press. Oh, I know. I think we all have that, don't we? Of that sort of inkling or that hope beyond hope, beyond hope, beyond hope that Harry Kane comes back. I think Vlahovic seems to be the popular choice at the moment. Still surprised Van Chansmith snapped up, offered the contract, take him on from there. Yeah. Dermo, you need to be realistic, mate. We always got relegated twice. I don't forget that. But you can also live in the past either. You need to spend money. And if you're prepared to pay the wages and you're prepared to spend the money, then no players off the table. You've got to improve on what we got. And our forward line's not good enough. And that's why we finished 17th twice, because our forward line was pathetic. And if you want to finish above that, if you want to fight for Europe, if you want to have a better season, then you need to go out and spend money. You need to go out and pay the wages, and that's what needs to be done. So, look, I am being realistic. That's why I went for Ollie Watkins, players like that. Look, does Osimhen come? I have my reservations on Osimhen, but if you look at the stats, I think he's a terrific striker. He's probably one of the best in Europe. Do you know, if we're chucking out this wage structure of Ollie plays a certain amount, then why can't we? To dare is to do, isn't it? Isn't that our motto? To dare is to do, to dare is to dream. Why can't we? Why can't we go out there and get these players in? Why can't we? If we don't get them, well, let's try and get them. If it doesn't work off, it doesn't work off. Lovely guy, Smile. Once a good time guy, but that doesn't work. Dominic, good job. We didn't get relegated, or we'll be playing in the first round League Cup tomorrow. Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking about that. Richie's more useful than Solanke, who is a confidence player, but he won't cut it for us. Time for a big upgrade. Try to replace Kane. Yeah, I understand with the Vatovic, but is Vatovic not wanting to come to us more than we want him? It's be interesting. Um, Look, you can't be realistic in transfer market. You have to aim hard or end up with Darwin Nunes. True. 200% out. Apparently, Lucky Singh says he's starting the campaign to have me out. Okay. It is what it is. My question about Usherman is why is Galatasaray allegedly trying to move him on? Anything to do with FFP? Maybe. Uh, maybe. Maybe. I mean, I know he will take a wage cut to come to the Premier League. And you can't tell me every player that plays in Europe, their aim is to play in the Premier League. And just because we finished 17th twice still doesn't make us a big club. We're a massive club. We're a massive name. Look, we're not as big as Liverpool. We're not as big as Manchester United. They've got the recent history. They've got the history. They've got everything about them. So, yes, they're going to be bigger than us. But we're still a big club. We've still got a big name. We've still got a fantastic history. Why won't players want to come for us, play for the Lily White shirt? And I do feel that if you put the right contract in front of any player, players in one way or another are mercenaries. They're going to go to the club that pays the biggest wages. Football's a short career. You could go out in one game tomorrow, break your leg, and end your career. And then by the time you pay your contract, you're a very wealthy individual. And it's all about Tottenham at last thinking, do you know what? We've got this 70, we can spend up to 75% of our income. Yes, if we get to Europe next year, it's going to cause us a headache a little bit. I think we'll get round it. I think we're going to be fine. But why not exploit the loophole? If it's there, exploit it. We're not doing anything illegal. We're not doing anything wrong. We are looking to get the best players in to move us on and move us up the league and fight us for European places, win us cup competitions, go for European glory. Why can't we? But we need players like Dominic Solanke, Richie to move out of the club because these players aren't good enough. They're not good enough to wear a shirt. They're not good enough to play for Tottenham in the Premier League. And they need to be moved on. This pre-season should tell you everything you need to know about Dominic Solanke. How many goals has he scored in pre-season? None. Off the top of my head. Maybe somebody might prove me wrong in the chat. But I think we are. I think we're a massive club. I've always said it, we're a massive club. I've always said it, we're a big club with a massive name, with a rich history. Do you know, our history is littered with firsts. First team to win the FA Cup as a non-league side. First team to do the double last century. First team to win back-to-back FA Cups. First team to win 2 different European trophies. Yes, Liverpool have won 19 league titles. Man United have won 20. They've won European Cups and whatever. But we were the first team to do this. And from between 1951 to 2008, we won a trophy in every decade. I don't think many other Premier League clubs have done that. I've actually will do my research on that. But you think from 1951, from the 50s to 60s to 70s to 80s to 90s to 2000s, we won a trophy in every of those decades. Sometimes more than one. Sometimes one trophy, more than one, more than 2, more than 3. Especially in the 60s, 70s and 80s. Even the 90s. So, any player that comes to the Premier League, we should be in the mix for because we are a big club. Leeds are a big club. Leeds have got a big history. Just recent history hasn't been kind to them, but they're still a massive club. You look at Chelsea, they're not a massive club. They're a club that were formed again under Abramovich when he came. and bought the football club. Man City, are they a massive club? Recent history, you would say, yeah. Longer than that, no. They've cheated their way into where they've got it, allegedly. So, I think you have to look at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is we're as good as any other club in the Premier League, and we're big enough, and we've got a big history and a massive fan base to take any decent player to come to our football club, and we should be afraid to go after these top players. Really shouldn't. Um, Vakovic is available and a good shout. We can offer him. Well, Osimhen gets over 300k, but only pays 5% tax in Turkey, so we would have to give him 500k. Well, I suppose Marco as well. With that, we could give him say 300k a week, right? But we can add him the extra in on signing on bonuses as well. So there is ways around we can get the Osimhen deal done. I agree with you, Domo. The thing is, you said we're a European battling team. We're far from that right now. I think we are. I understand what you're saying, and I think you're more right than I'm wrong. I think you're more right than I am, but I'm just a bit more delusional. I think you're more of a realist. You're more of a realist as a fan that you see it as you see it now. I'm a bit of a delusional fan that I'm looking at the future. I'm not looking at what we've done in the past. What's done is done. We move on. I'm looking at next season under De Zerbi. We can be up there fighting for European places, and I admire you actually more than you being more realistic than me, but I do get it, and I do understand what you're saying here. That you're right in what you're saying, but I just always been a bit delusional. London's a big pull for foreign players. It is also big up. Hear me out. Should we try and go for Kavavica, the bench warmer of Paris, the Georgian one? That's not a bad shout. I don't think we'll get him, but it's not a bad shout. I do think we're a bigger club than Corner FC. Yeah, I agree. Totally. Solanke time to go. We're bigger than Saudi Newcastle. Yes, they're going to go down this year. I'm tipping them to get relegated this year. I think a big club's going down this year. Solanke's another player we paid over the odds for, rather than going for a player we need. Absolutely, Wayne, 100%. First British team ever to win European trophy. Yep, that's so. We should go to Sweden and grab Scotsman Robbie. You're scoring bangers for Team Series. Yes, that's not a bad shout as well, Andy. He's a very good player. That's not a bad shout. First team to win the London Derby FA Cup final. First team to win the double in the 20th century. Yeah, exactly. Our history is so rich in what we've done. Chelsea scammed their way up. Man City as well. They cheated. Nottingham Forest, just a mafia organisation, allegedly to all three. But pick up Mohammed. Yeah, I can't disagree in what you say, but I have to say allegedly. um, Marseille looking for 50 million for Højbjerg. How much did we sell him for, or did he go in the free? Can't remember. I think he went for the same price. He went on loan, and then I think I think he went for around the same. So yeah, didn't get what they paid for. I can't remember, Marco. Maybe somebody in chat might let so. I think he went for 15 million as well. I don't want anyone at our beloved club who prioritise money over fan shirt and badge. Exactly. I think we sold Højbjerg for some. Yeah, I think we did actually, Wayne. Thinking about it, cool Dermo and Wayne. Yeah, I think so. Chelsea have Liverpool syndrome. Yeah, they do. For their club, they do. So that's Solanke minus Salomon. Now, according to an Israeli outlet, Ynet News, what a name for a new organisation, Y.net. I mean, says exactly what it does in the tin. Yeah, Ynet News. A deal between West Ham and Tottenham sell Mona Solomon is almost done. Now, if you remember yesterday, we reported that that deal was dead in the water. It claims that the sale could just earn Spurs just under 10 million quid, with the overall fee dependent on add-ons, including if West Ham return to the Premier League this season. So, as you can see, conflicting reports. I have to say, I have to say, it's really nice, this holy drink, actually, this strawberry one. Really is nice. So we have to see, but look, 10 million quid, 10 million for a player that hasn't really played for us. Yeah, take it all day long. Jed Spence. Now, Jed Spence, of course, has been speculation of moving this summer after a very, very good World Cup, 28 to 34.4 million. Speaking to the United, Ben Jacobs, let me just put this on big so I can actually read this. Speaking to United stand, Ben Jacobs claimed Jed Spence has been offered to Manchester United and Liverpool this summer, while Liverpool are not thought to be interested. United could be a possible destination. According to the reporter, England star Spence is believed to want regular minutes and could leave Tottenham during the window. Jacobs said that the consequences is that Manchester United need a starting left back with significant experience. Jed Spence is a name on the player side that's been offered around. He's been offered to Liverpool and he's been offered to Manchester United. Well, he is a right back. Well, I know he can play left back and a right back, but I don't want him gone. I think we need to keep him. I think for me, he's a starting left back over Andy Robertson. Andy Robertson then comes in as a backup. But I think selling him would be absolutely folly. But I can understand he wants first team football. He wants to play regularly. So we have to see. We have to see what happens. But look, if we get anything between 28 to 34 million from him, I think it'd be a good deal, in my view. Big up to Mr. Brady. Hope fans who consider us relegation battling team enjoy eating their words at the end of the season. We're not. We're qualifying for Europe. Solomon get rid. 10 million is good money. It is. And it's really good money, actually, for him. But fair play to him. He did have a decent preseason. He has played particularly well this preseason, I have to say. And I think he did. I think it's good for him as well because it gives him the opportunity to show what he can do. And if we are offering him out to clubs and we are offering him out to other teams, we'll have to see what happens. Big up to, we've got Marco said, I would like us to keep Jed. So would I, actually, who is a massive Spurs fan. I agree with you, Marco. I would. I would like to. However, I suspect that the minutes he would get will not sit well for him personally. Look, players are never going to enjoy not playing, are they? That is the issue. And he had a really good World Cup. But we just have to see what happens, won't we? Look, if he stays brilliant because he covers the right, he covers the left, and I will keep him. But if you get good money for him and we feel we can upgrade on that and buy another player in for him, then why not? But it's up to him. Does he want to stay and play second fiddle? That's the thing. He doesn't. And you've got to think of it logically instead of going with your heart. You got to think of it with your head. You really do. Now let's get a few more, and then we'll talk about Cody Gakpo. Spence came with a reputation, a bit of a hothead. Maybe De Zerbi doesn't want one of them around the club. This reputation, Philip, is. I think this was spun out by Conte, and I think it was spun out as well by some of the managers that have blamed him. If you look at the way he played under Ange, you look at the way he wasn't a problem at the World Cup. He wasn't a problem last season. Anytime he did play for us, he did play well. I think reputations follow players. It's easy to make yourself a reputation of being a hothead than actually if you are one. I think Jed Spence is the sort of player that, you know what, I've reached my level. I'm happy where I am. And it's just a case of seeing where it takes him. But I think this reputation, maybe there was a bit of a reputation for hothead, but I do feel I feel the Conte situation and that I think it was all spun from that as well. But we have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. But he's still a good player. It's a player we need to keep, whichever way we look at it. Logically, we need to keep him. Keep Spence too good to let go. He replaced Barr at some point. Yeah, that's true. Manchester United just Spence once out. Spence should stay and fight for his place. I Look, I can understand him wanting first team football. I can understand him wanting to go out there and play regularly. He's had an absolutely exceptional World Cup. So I understand. He feels, well, look, I feel I'm good enough to play first team. I feel I should be your number one right back or your number one left back. Does he now? Does the fight between himself and Robinson, but does your doggy still come into that figure? Then you got three left backs. So are you really saying to Jess Spence, right? Okay, you're not going to play any left, but you're going to be a backup on the right. If we had more games this season, example Europe, I think he would stay because we only got 3 games. Do you know we are playing 1 game a week plus the cup competitions? There's not going to be a lot of minutes there, but maybe rotation would be quite high in this season. Maybe rotation will be high and keeping everyone fresh for the bigger games. So we'll have to wait and see. But look, I agree he should stay. I think for fighting for his place, I think he starts ahead of your doggy. Does he start ahead of Robinson? No, in my view, because I think Robinson is a better player and Robinson gives you better options. I think him and Poro will do, they've got great deliveries on set pieces and crosses as well. And I think that's vital if you get a decent number 9 that's going to look, and you look at as well the overlapping as well. So for me, sorry, I do apologise about this. I really do. You think at 9 o'clock kids will be inside getting ready for bed, to be fair. I was, when I was young, at this time, I was getting ready for bed at their age. I just feel he needs. I feel this one's going to linger. I think this is going to deadline day, and I think if he's still here after deadline day, I think we can all breathe a huge sigh of relief. Spencer's better than Robinson, guys. Where you're in your 20s, as it don't expect Andy would play. No, I don't. I do agree. Andy Robinson is a very good player as well, by the way. So I do feel there will be a lot of rotation. Hot heads for Roger. Okay, lucky see, whatever that means. Spencer's too good to play second fiddle. Yeah, I know that, but sometimes you've got to think for the team more than yourself if you want to be successful. It seems like short guy that's looking to move out. Big up Marco. Absolutely guaranteed you that we were still Spencer, and a couple of days later, Poro will injured. Yeah, just a poor would get. I know. I can see it happening. Of course, it's going to happen. Barnson will be in for Poro over the next year. Do you know what? Osford have to probably agree with that, buddy. With 2 players for each position, everyone has to earn their place. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Big up Wayne. My main issue, Marco, is great development and natural talent with Sofihuji. If that happens, yep, that's so true. Big up to Wayne for the 2 jewels as well. Big up to you. Really appreciate that. History tells us that numerous players have had amazing World Cups, attracted big clubs, and prices then failed to deliver. However, I think Spencer's different. I think the only other player in my history of following football would be Gary Lineker in '86. Had a really good season with Everton, had a really good World Cup as well, and then got his move to Barcelona, which changed his career. So I think there's a few players during the history of the game that has happened. But you are right. There's players that have played really good World Cups and then done absolutely nothing. Demo kids are lovely, boiled or fried. What can I say without me getting in trouble into YouTube? I just have them with chips. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm easy, Giant. I'm easy. I'm saying nothing. YouTube with there. What's Dermo saying now? Big up to you, Giant. It's so funny. Not sure on Gapo. Sure we can do it. I will get the Gapo Wayne in a minute. So I'll let you know to get that. It's the holidays, mate. I'll give them a break. Maybe the future Spurs. But no, they're no Spurs fans. I think they're more Liverpool, Man United fans. Bless them. How much would Liverpool want for Gapo? I think I said there 50. He's worth on the transfer market thing. He's around 50.4 million to 61.6 million. So in the middle, I say in the middle. Big up to Mohammed. Uh, Ugati, recent history. He was good for Uruguay and World Cup 22, but now he is so bad. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Right now, this is Tottenham transfer news from Football.London. Cody Gakpo. This is from Fabrizio Romano, has told the Market Madness podcast that there is a 50-50 chance of Cody Gakpo leaving Liverpool for Spurs this summer. That's really nice, that holy drink. I think I might do that tomorrow with a bit of ice. And for Gakpo, I think it really depends on the financial package because Liverpool never want to sell Gakpo. He said it's never been a priority this summer. So they are very happy with Gakpo. Also, Iliola, the board, so if a big proposal financially arrives and if the player is keen on the move, Liverpool could consider this possibility. Otherwise, they are not desperate to sell Gakpo. So that's why the situation at the moment, I would say 50-50, but Spurs are trying. So we have to wait and see. Moving on as well, we've got Barres Yilmaz. Of course, we did talk about this last night. And also, let me see if I put. Okay, maybe chat will come up. Tottenham have reported. Hang on, let me try something because I'm trying something new here, guys. So let me. Hopefully, this might work. Hopefully, yeah, that's good. Tottenham have reportedly joined Everton in the pursuit of Galatasaray winger Barres Yilmaz, 26-year-old, is said to be keen on the move to England, but won't come cheap after Galatasaray slapped a 40 million price tag on the man. Turkey has reported Spurs have already been recruited following £27 million offer for the player. The total up their bid. Spurs are already being linked with Yilmaz's teammate Victor Osimhen, but that could turn their attention elsewhere in the squad. Now I can't see it because I was trying to read the bottom bit. So let me take that off. I was trying to be smart. It doesn't work. Both wing and striker reinforcements are alleged to be the next top priorities for Roberto De Zerbi after already beefing up his defence and his midfield. Do you know what? I think if we can get these two players in, to be fair, I think this is an absolute. This would be really good if we can do this. If we can get Yilmaz in as well as Osimhen in. Can you imagine both of them coming? And I think one would follow the other. I really do. This is my train of thinking, guys. One will follow the other. I think if we get one, then the other one will come as well. This is Victor Osimhen. He's worth round about 55 million to 67 million. Galatasaray, 22 goals in 33 games for a sub. Then the previous season for that, 37 goals in 40 appearances with 2 subs. For Napoli, for the 2 seasons, 17 goals in 32 appearances, 5 subs. And then 22-23, 39 appearances, 4 subs, 31 goals. So you can see he is high goal rate. And of course, Galatasaray has been recently been linked with a move. Tottenham Hotspur, Galatasaray believe demanded 65 million for the Nigerian international services this summer. And then last but not least, we're talking about Georgi Mikadoudes as well. The Georgian striker Gordas Mikadoudes is reportedly attracting interest from Spurs, according to Paul O'Keefe, who posted next that the Villarreal striker scored 15 goals in La Liga last season after joining the Spanish side in September 2025. However, he's under contract at Villarreal until 2031, meaning Spurs may have to dig deep to bring the forward to North London. So, guys, that is all your latest news, views, and everything around. Big up to my Osimhen for 70 plus 5-minute add-ons. That's a good deal in my opinion. So do I actually have to say. I expect the bomber was the lad who got injured and that's why it all went quiet. Maybe you're right. And then Lockie Singh is doing his bit. I think Lockie Singh's a secret Tottenham fan. Well, guys, that is it. That is the end of Tottenham Transfer Show. Hope you've enjoyed it. We will be back over the weekend with watch-alongs tomorrow. We've got the post-match show tomorrow night. Me and Billy talking all things transfers as well. We'll have the latest transfer update for you. We'll talk about the match as well. Sunday, we've got the recap show, me, Billy, and James. Monday, we've got Ricky Sachs coming from Last Word on Spurs coming on the channel as well. And then all the build up then to the Hoffenheim game next week. You don't get one watch along, you get two back to back, 24 hours apart, Saturday and Sunday, double watch along next week as well. But guys, thank you all for watching. Sorry about the few interruptions tonight on the stream. I do apologise about that, but look, sometimes these things can't be helped, and these things, life gets in the way, and life does get in the way. But and just to give you an example, right, where I am set up in the moment, I'm set up in the corner of my sitting room because it's the only decent place I can set up. Plus, it's the only way I can get the internet through. And yeah, so sometimes noise will happen. Sometimes you hear things in the background. It's just one of them things. It's life. We get on with it. But 9 times out of 10, nothing happens, and then the odd time something does happen. So I am looking to get into better equipment. Looking also to get better noise cancelling equipment as well. That's expensive. So this is where the memberships and everything do, and picking up memberships and putting super chats in does go back into the channel, and it helps me get better equipment for you guys to give you better content. But I hope you've enjoyed the show. I hope you've enjoyed my opinion on stuff as well. We're on from 2:30 tomorrow, Marco. 2:30 tomorrow night, Domo. What time are you on tomorrow? Watch 2:30, bud. We're on from 2:30 and then 8 o'clock tomorrow night. First time here, big up to Limpy down under. I hope you're doing well, sir. Thank you. Do hit the subscription button as well. Come on, kids, convert to Spurs fan. That ain't gonna happen. But anyway, did I miss all the dumb? Yeah, you did miss the Donburs. Yes, Donbass. But don't worry, there's more tomorrow night. Do join me for that. Oh, big up Limpy. I'll be doing well. And get membership, people. It's less than half pint once a month. Yeah, 99 cents. But it does go into there. On that bombshell, as they're screaming their heads off next door, I'm now going to go out and say, oi, keep the noise down. On that bombshell, see you later. Come on, you Spurs. See you 2:30 tomorrow. And in De Zerbi we trust.